of people who were carried by everybody and they said, hell no. We're speaking about none other than Patrick O'Ketch. Formerly known as Charlie, he used to act as that drunk guy on Mother-in-Law. If you remember the show, he was that guy, yeah, the guy who was like all the time, always wearing his tie a little too loose. Some of the buttons, you know, are flaring off because he's a drunk guy. And that was the character that he played for quite a while on that particular show, up until it got to a point where he's just like, hang on. I don't think this is for me. I do not want to be typecast as a drunk for the rest of my acting career. I really do want to have a different role in my career as an actor. And therefore, he took a step back and he left Mother-in-Law, and he hasn't actually been seen on the scene very, very much because, again, of the typecasting. Typecasting is where you acted very well as a drunk person, and then they keep casting you. Every other new show, we're into the drunk person. Whenever we think, I'm living in Nani, Patrick O'Ketch, all right? So that is why he decided to step off the scene for a bit until he was able to get roles that he was happier with. But that's not the story that we're having today. Today the story is simply Mandem's got conned by his friend, okay? 7 million Kenya shillings. That was part of the money that he'd been making over time between him and his wife and their company. And it got to a point where his friend was like, you know what? Let me show you. We can do this biashara over here. Bring that money. Let's do it. And eventually, he ended up giving this money to this person. Alafu kikamura. Kikamuramba kumuramba. And he ended up losing all of his money. He says it's upwards of 7 million Kenya shillings. And unfortunately, there was no way to recover that. And even up until now, according to him, he says he's never really fully recovered because it is such a huge sum of money. 7 million shillings is life-changing money, y'all. That's life-changing money. But he says in all of it, the thing that he's happiest about is the fact that his wife stood beside him. You know, she really did stick beside him, and he actually says, I learned from that experience that if at that time my wife was not understanding a person, things would have been way worse. She held me and continues to hold me. Even when I told her I was quitting production, she told me if that is what I want, it's okay, and she's okay with it. And this is what I think life partners are about. You know, you can get a wife, but you don't have a life partner. Is your partner willing to be with you in all forms of life? Like, you are in the bundus, they're in the bundus with you. You are in the glory and the winnings, they're in the winnings with you. Wherever you are in life, your partner is there with you, hence the life partner. Please make sure that you are marrying into the right places, because it can be, you know, you're casting your life with someone for the rest of your life. As in, you can't find other people. You are kind of stuck. Like, you got one man for the rest of your life. You got one wife for the rest of your life. So please pick a good one. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's very important for us to actually still note that as you are getting into business, money will always, always find use. Your small 2,000 shillings, ukiketi tu hivi, kuna rafiki yako tu atakupigia kwambia, by then nimecheki, I've seen this and this and this, we can double this money, we can triple this money. And of course, anyone who has made money wants to make more money. So oftentimes you get roped into things that end up making you lose a lot of money. Example, 7 million Kenya shillings upwards of. You can imagine now you are thinking about what led up to these decisions. Because you sit back and you're like, what convinced me to give this man all my money? And this has happened to me. I've lost quite a chunk of money as well from a business that I started with a friend, and he ended up throwing me out of the business. And I really did lose that money. And I'll never forget my last amount of money. It was 300,000 Kenya shillings. Nikisema sawa shika, because he had convinced me, no, you don't need to pay for school. This money will come back. By next year, we'll have made this money back. You'll be able to go to school. And I didn't go to school. And that really messed me up. It messed up my because it wasn't just my money, it was my money and my brother's money. So this person stole a lot of money from me. 300,000 is what I'm willing to talk about right now. And I can imagine the pain. It sets you back so far. It takes very long for you to recover. So pole sana, Mr. O'Ketch. We hope that somehow you get to retrieve your money. If you can, if you have the proper documentations, sue them. If you can't, like me, take your L's and live your life. What do you do?
I used to really pride myself. I've never been scammed. I will never be scammed. I'm just that kind of person. I do my homework before I get into deals with somebody. But that was just me. God was just saying, I'm looking at you. And he set me up with a partner who got scammed big time while we were together. And it was such a significant amount of money that I even got scared. And I could see how that crushed them. And you know, like the initial emotion was anger. I was very angry too. I was like, how do you just get scammed this kind of money? Now people, you know, this person, your business partner has disappeared, your name is still on the company, your debtors are now looking for you, you're the only accessible person because this other person has just disappeared into thin air. Let us track them, let us go to DCI. I remember being so emotional about it, and I was angry at him because he was taking it very well. He was like, no, don't worry, we'll sort it. But I couldn't see he was not thinking of, now what are we going to do for rent? What are we going to do for school fees? He was now thinking, yeah, I'm a channel nice story already. He's now thinking about other things. And me, I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck at, this is life-changing money that could have changed our life in such a significant way. But that one friend of yours that I didn't like, to be honest, I never liked that person, to be honest. Now look at him. He has stolen everything from us. Where do we start from? I was so angry. I was so mad. So me, I understand Charlie. Yeah, big up to your partner for sticking with you. Yeah, it's really not easy.
It's really not. Especially when someone was needing, it's not like you, anyway, when you have dependents, it's different.